Alright guys, so I've been uploading a few days, and so pretty much what I've been up to is I was blacksmithing a lot the past couple of days and working on a trailer and stuff. And so I made a really cool, y'all probably just saw it, but a sword. And this is the first sword that I ever made. I made it out of a rasp, and I'll show y'all something cool about that in a second. But yeah, I was going to post the whole video and stuff on YouTube about how I made it and everything, but it's really not anything special. It was just a lot of tedious, just hammering, checking, hammering, and then eventually I got to the handle, and pretty much just the same thing. I put in a couple little dowel rods. What I used a really cool method. I used the drill bit that I was going to use to drill the holes for the dowel rods, right there. But I drilled it into a piece of metal, about 1/4 inch thick, and then I used pencils, and I drove them through the metal. The reason I use pencils instead of just like a twig or something is because it has like the leg in it, so it'll add more layers, make it look cool. And so I drove those through the piece of metal, and it got them to exactly the same size as the drill bit. So they're like completely just like a perfect fit. And so, yeah, and I used Purple Heart for the handle. Let me see if I can find a sunny spot to show you. There we go. I used Purple Heart for the handle, and I just put some linseed oil a few minutes ago, and it was like super shiny, but I accidentally got dirt on it, so because I was taking pictures of it off the ground. But this is a fatter handle, as you can see by my hand, but it is super comfortable. I was going to do a skinny handle, but I like this one way more. It fits my hand like perfectly. It's got a nice curve to it. And the cool part about making it out of a rasp is that if you look, you can see all of the old rasp marks. And so it looks like it has like fish scales up it. It's really cool. I make knives out of them sometimes. And pretty much, this thing started out as a piece. It was about... I should probably video this next time I forge something like this. Anyways, it started out a piece about that wide and probably about like that long. And then I turned it into this whole entire sword. And eventually what I'm going to do, it's not sharpened right now. I can run my finger on it. And so eventually what I'm going to do is, so what I did for this one is I just hammered it all out. And I hammered it straight. But to get it down to the width that I wanted this way is I just hammer it out, and then it'll get wider. So then I flip it on the top, and I only hammer on the top of it, and that helped get the bow a little bit. But then eventually what I did was I took a ball peen hammer, and I just went around the very edge of it with that, and that added a lot of the curvature too. And I just left it like that. I didn't actually bend it at all, but I don't really see why I need to. It's already very curved, which is good. It's kind of like a saber or cutlass or something like that. But yeah, now I love this handle. This took me this whole entire sword. I started this yesterday at probably about 4 o'clock in the evening. I started yesterday about 4 o'clock in the evening, and I finished it earlier today. So that's less than 24 hours to make this. And I used like old-fashioned cold forge. I didn't use any power tools at all, except for a belt sander to shape this a little bit. But other than the belt sander, just to finish this was done completely with hand tools. And the belt sander is just to get this smoothed down. But I did this all completely with hand tools. So yeah, it's pretty cool. This is the first sword that I ever made. I'm actually pretty proud of it because the handle, it has no slag in it at all. Everything's just really good for my first time. So yeah, I've made a whole bunch of knives and stuff, and I sell them, and just all kinds of like just random little pieces to fix stuff and like that kind of fun stuff. But this is my first sword. So yeah. All right, so I might do some sword fighting videos later, because my cousin's coming over, and he has a saber that he bought, so we're probably going to sword fight with him. One time, me and my brother, we had wooden swords, and we doused them in oil, and we sword fighted with flaming swords. And of course, after a while, they start burning, so then there's flying chunks of flaming wood. Then one time we sword fight with red hot swords and stuff. So yeah, we've done a bunch of fun sword fighting stuff. That's when we were littler though. But yeah. So please like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and yeah, leave a comment if y'all want to see more blacksmithing stuff, because I actually do a whole bunch of blacksmithing stuff. I just usually don't film it because a lot of times I'm probably going to end up like burning my face off if I'm not paying attention, because I do all my filming by myself. And I mean, I don't have anybody to do like filming stuff, so it'd probably get a bit dangerous if I'm trying to film it, but I don't really care. I'll just set you up like beside the anvil maybe. Alrighty, so leave in the comments what y'all want to see me forge next or do next, anything. So yeah, see ya.